There comes a moment in every life when a quiet voice rises within, asking the most daring of questions. What if greatness is not reserved for the few, but quietly waiting for those who choose it? What if wealth, success, and personal triumph are not accidents of birth or luck, but the result of specific, deliberate steps that anyone could follow if only they knew the way? It is in that spirit that I speak to you today, with a full heart and a steadfast conviction, because buried beneath the noise of the world is a truth too few are ever taught, the simple, profound, 5-step formula that quietly turns the average into the extraordinary, the forgotten into the unforgettable, and the ordinary into the wealthy. The first step is perhaps the most misunderstood, the most overlooked, and yet it is the foundation of all wealth, the establishment of a definiteness of purpose. Without purpose, the winds of life will scatter your efforts like dust before a storm. With purpose, even the faintest breeze becomes an ally, pushing you steadily toward your goal. A man or woman without a definite aim is like a ship without a rudder, drifting, colliding, broken against the rocks of frustration. Yet one with purpose can face storms, setbacks, and tempests without ever losing the direction of their journey. Understand this clearly. Before wealth can ever find its way to your hands, it must first be planted, watered, and grown in your mind through a purpose so definite, so clear, so burning that it ignites every fiber of your being into action. But understand that purpose alone is not enough. It must be married to the second great pillar, unshakable belief. Belief is not mere hope, nor is it idle wishing. It is the deep inner knowing, the stubborn refusal to accept defeat, the certainty that somehow, some way, the universe will conspire with you if you only stay the course. History bears witness that every fortune, every empire, every legacy began first as an idea held stubbornly in the heart of someone who dared to believe before the evidence existed. When others laughed, they believed. When failures piled up like stones, they believed. When the night seemed endless, they believed. And in that belief, they found the strength to keep walking until the dawn broke. Still, belief and purpose, though mighty, require a third companion to breathe them into life: ruthless action. Action is the bridge between the unseen and the seen, between the imagined and the real. Without action, purpose and belief remain locked away in the realm of dreams, beautiful but useless. It is through consistent, determined daily action, even when you do not feel like it, especially when you do not feel like it, that the tides begin to turn. Each small action is like a brick laid carefully upon the path to your fortune. You need not perform miracles in a day. You need only act faithfully each and every day without fail. Tiny hinges swing massive doors. Never forget this. Yet even with action, another element must join the procession, an element that few have the courage to embrace fully: mastery over delay. In a world addicted to immediacy, the true millionaire in the making understands that great things take time. Trees do not bear fruit the day after they are planted. Empires are not built in afternoons. Wealth requires the patience to sow, to tend, and to endure seasons of drought without losing faith that the harvest is inevitable. Every man and woman who ever built something lasting did so by mastering their impulses, by refusing to be seduced by the trivial rewards of the moment in favor of the magnificent rewards of the future. Learn to delay gratification, and you will have mastered one of the rarest secrets of fortune. Finally, the fifth step, the capstone, the power that binds all the others into an unstoppable force: relentless adaptation. Life will not hand you your dream on a silver platter. It will test you, question you, even mock you. The path you think will be straight will often bend. The door you think will open easily will slam in your face. But the winners, the true builders of wealth, are those who do not shatter at the first obstacle. They adjust, they pivot, they adapt, but they never, ever quit. Adaptation is not weakness, it is strength. It is the sign of the flexible mind, the resilient heart, and the determined soul. If you hold your purpose firmly, believe with unshakable faith, act daily without hesitation, master delay, and adapt without fear, there is no force in this world that can keep wealth from finding you. These 5 steps, definiteness of purpose, unshakable belief, ruthless action, mastery over delay, and relentless adaptation, form the secret formula few are ever taught. They are simple, yes, but simplicity is the hallmark of true greatness. It is not the complexity of the plan that determines your success. It is the persistence of your spirit in following it. Most people will hear such words and nod with casual agreement, but will never summon the discipline to live them. They will search endlessly for a more complicated, a more sophisticated way, refusing to believe that the golden door could be opened with such simple keys. You must be different. You must resolve here and now to walk this path with all the energy you possess. You must refuse to be counted among those who waited, hesitated, doubted, and were lost. You must be the one who dared, who acted, who believed, who endured, and who, in the end, triumphed. The journey begins not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel ready, but now, right now, in this very moment, as you listen to my words. Fortune favors not the hesitant, but the bold. The dream you carry inside you was given to you for a reason. It is not a mistake. It is not a foolish hope. It is a call to rise, to step forward, to become the person you were meant to be. And so, we will walk together through each step of this journey, slowly, carefully, deliberately. I will show you how to find your purpose, how to build your belief, how to ignite your action, how to master your delays, and how to adapt so that nothing, no obstacle, no rejection, no failure can stop you. But first, you must decide, are you willing to be the exception? Are you willing to finally, fully, fiercely pursue the destiny that is waiting for you? If so, then let us begin in earnest. The first step is calling, and destiny waits for no one. When we speak of definitiveness of purpose, we are speaking of something far more powerful than a casual preference or a fleeting ambition. Purpose is not a mere wish scribbled in a notebook or a dream whispered in the dark. Purpose is the unyielding center of your existence, the fire around which all your thoughts and actions must gather. Without it, life becomes a random collection of motions, a busy dance without meaning. But with it, life becomes singular, powerful, and directed. Definiteness of purpose is the declaration you make to the world and to yourself that you are not here to drift like a leaf blown by every breeze. You are here to chart a course, and you are determined to see it through. To discover your true purpose, you must listen to the quiet urgings of your own heart. You must ask yourself the hard questions that many spend their whole lives avoiding. What is it that you desire so deeply that the thought of it stirs your blood and quickens your heartbeat? What dream keeps returning to you in moments of silence, refusing to be buried? What vision, if realized, would make every hardship along the way seem worthwhile? It is there, in those whispered desires, that your purpose lies hidden, waiting for you to have the courage to claim it. And once you find it, you must be willing to commit to it with all that you are. It is not enough to say you would like to be wealthy, successful, free. You must decide that you will be, and that nothing, save death itself, will deter you. That decision must be final, absolute, unwavering. Half commitment is the death of dreams. A man who says, "I will try," has already accepted the possibility of failure. But a man who says, "I will," closes the door to all other outcomes. Write down your purpose. Etch it into your mind. Speak it aloud to yourself each morning and each night. Build your plans, your habits, your days around it. Let no day pass without moving, even by a single inch, toward the realization of that purpose. Purpose is a living thing. It must be fed daily by your attention, your effort, and your devotion. Neglect it, and it will wither. Tend to it, and it will grow into a force so strong that it pulls fortune into your hands as surely as the moon pulls the tides. Now, some will say, "But what if I do not know my purpose?" To them I say, begin where you are. Purpose is not always found in a flash of lightning or a burst of revelation. Often, it is discovered through the simple act of movement. Begin doing something, anything, with passion and diligence, and watch how clarity emerges from action. Purpose is not only found, it is built. Like a sculptor revealing a statue hidden within stone, you reveal your purpose through your efforts, your trials, your living. There is another truth you must remember. Your purpose must be your own, not the dream your parents had for you, not the expectation society has for you, but the dream that belongs to your soul alone. It takes courage to walk a path that others may not understand. It takes courage to declare, "This is the life I will build," when others would prefer you remain small and safe. But only in daring to live for your true purpose do you unlock the immense reserves of strength, creativity, and resilience that lie dormant within you. Understand this well. A purpose built upon the approval of others will crumble the moment that approval is withdrawn. But a purpose rooted in your own deepest values and desires will withstand any storm. Build your foundation upon rock, not sand. Know what you want, know why you want it, and commit to it with all your heart. And now we turn to the second great pillar, unshakable belief. Belief is the invisible hand that moves mountains. It is the force that transforms invisible ideas into tangible realities. Without belief, even the greatest plan falters. With belief, even the smallest seed can grow into a towering tree. You must believe in yourself, not because you are perfect, not because you have all the answers, but because belief is a choice, and it is a choice that empowers every other choice you will ever make. When you believe you are capable, you act in ways that make you capable. When you believe you are worthy, you attract opportunities that reflect your worth. When you believe you can, you endure hardships that would crush the spirit of one who doubts. How does one cultivate such belief? First, by controlling the thoughts that enter your mind. Your mind is fertile soil. Whatever you plant there will grow. Plant seeds of doubt, fear, and failure, and they will sprout into habits of hesitation and defeat. Plant seeds of faith, strength, and courage, and they will grow into habits of persistence and triumph. Guard your mind as you would guard a treasure, for it is more precious than gold. Do not allow the cynicism of others, the criticisms of the small-minded, or the poison of negativity to take root within you. Second, build belief through action. Confidence is not born from thinking alone. It is born from doing. Every time you take a step forward, however small, you prove to yourself that you are capable. Each small success becomes a brick in the foundation of your belief. Do not wait until you feel confident to act. Act until you feel confident. Third, surround yourself with voices that lift you higher. No one succeeds in a vacuum. Choose companions who see your greatness, who encourage your dreams, who believe in your vision even when it is still invisible to the world. Let their belief strengthen your own, and when you are strong enough, you will become that voice for others. And fourth, remind yourself daily of the evidence of your own growth. Keep a record of your victories, however small. Read them when doubt creeps in. Let them be a light in the darkness, a reminder that you are not the same person you were yesterday. You are becoming, you are growing, you are moving steadily toward the life you have chosen. Remember, belief is a muscle. It grows stronger with use. It weakens with neglect. Tend to it daily, and it will serve you for a lifetime. Purpose gives you direction, belief gives you fuel, and now we prepare to turn our attention to the third great step, ruthless action. But before we do, pause for a moment, breathe deeply. Feel the power that is already awakening within you. You are not hearing these words by accident. You are being called to remember who you truly are. You are being called to rise. You have taken the first two steps in your mind today. You have glimpsed the power of purpose and the necessity of belief. The seed has been planted. Now it must be watered with action. We are only beginning. The road ahead is long, but it is paved with gold for those who dare to walk it. And I know with all certainty that you are one of the few who will. There is a danger that lurks quietly at the threshold of every great dream, a danger more deadly than failure itself, inaction. Many a soul has been filled with mighty purpose and burning belief, only to perish in the wasteland of hesitation. Dreams without action are but dust. Vision without movement is a mirage. Therefore, the third step on the path to fortune is ruthless, relentless action, the uncompromising decision to move, to strike, to build, to risk, to do. Ruthless action does not mean reckless action. It does not mean charging blindly without thought or care. Ruthless action is deliberate, focused, and above all, unceasing. It is the steady hammering upon the door of destiny until the door yields. It is the daily, hourly commitment to act upon your plans, to transform intention into reality, and to defeat the most cunning enemy of success, procrastination. Friends, and easy, be unapologetic. Oh, and you do it. You must understand that life rewards the doer, not the dreamer alone. The world is filled with brilliant minds who never took a step. The graveyards are full of magnificent ideas that were never given breath. Action is the dividing line between the wishers and the achievers. The moment you act, you distinguish yourself from the multitudes. The moment you act, you declare to the universe that you are serious, that you are ready, that you are deserving. Begin where you are. Do what you can. Use what you have. It does not matter if the first steps are small or awkward or uncertain. What matters is that they are taken. Motion breeds momentum. Momentum breeds confidence. Confidence breeds success. Every day that you move forward, even a single inch, you strengthen the bridge between the world as it is and the world as you wish it to be. You must act with a sense of urgency. Treat each day as if it were the critical piece of the puzzle, because it is. There will be no perfect time, no perfect opportunity. Waiting for perfect conditions is the death knell of dreams. You must create your own conditions through bold action. Life bows to those who move first, who act with courage, while others are paralyzed by fear. Ruthless action also means acting in the face of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is action taken in spite of fear. Do not wait until you feel brave to act. Act, and you will become brave. Each act of courage strengthens the muscles of your spirit. Each time you move forward, when it would be easier to retreat, you become the kind of person fortune favors. And make no mistake, action does not always mean grand, sweeping gestures. Often it is the small, consistent efforts that move mountains over time. A single phone call, a single page written, a single conversation had, a single opportunity seized. These small acts, compounded daily, weave the fabric of destiny. Do not despise small beginnings. Greatness is born of small, faithful steps repeated without end. Commit now not only to action, but to ruthless action. Action taken daily. Action taken without excuse. Action taken with the full force of your purpose and belief behind it. Decide that you will be the person who moves while others wait. Decide that you will be the one who builds while others talk. Decide that you will be the one who wins because you're willing to do what others would not. And yet, even action, mighty as it is, must be tempered with another rare and powerful skill, the mastery of delay. For the fourth step on the path to fortune is patience, the kind of deep, unwavering patience that allows you to persist through the barren seasons without losing heart. In a world addicted to instant gratification, patience has become a lost art. But those who would build wealth, true wealth, must reclaim it. You must understand that the seeds you plant today will not bear fruit tomorrow. The work you do today may not pay dividends for weeks, months, even years. And you must be willing to continue working, believing, building, even when the results are invisible. Mastery over delay is the ability to see the invisible harvest. It is the ability to trust the process when the process gives you no immediate reward. It is the ability to sacrifice the pleasures of the moment for the treasures of the future. The man who demands immediate results will forever be at the mercy of those who can wait. Patience does not mean passivity. It does not mean sitting idly by. It means acting daily, fiercely, consistently, while understanding that results have their own season. You cannot force a tree to bear fruit by pulling at its branches. You can only water it, tend it, protect it, and trust that the fruit will come in its time. Understand this. When you act daily with ruthless discipline and you master the art of delay, you enter a rare and powerful league. You separate yourself from the masses who quit too soon, who demand too much too quickly, who sabotage their own dreams through impatience. You become unstoppable because you are willing to endure. There is a quiet strength in those who can wait. It is the strength of the river that carves canyons through stone. It is the strength of the seed that splits the hardest soil. It is the strength of the dreamer who wakes each day, tends to their vision, and refuses to give up, no matter how long the night, no matter how fierce the storm. Remember, the greatest fortunes were not built overnight. The grandest empires rose slowly, brick by brick, over years and decades. You are building something magnificent. You are building something that will last, and such things are worth waiting for. Purpose, belief, action, patience. These 4 steps alone would make you formidable. But there is one more, the final piece of the formula, the crown jewel: relentless adaptation. Leaf and 08 life is not a straight road. It is not a tidy series of planned events. It is a wild, unpredictable, beautiful dance. And if you would succeed, you must be willing to dance with it. You must be willing to adjust your plans, to learn from your failures, to pivot when necessary, to evolve without losing sight of your ultimate goal. Adaptation is the secret weapon of every enduring success. The world changes, markets change, circumstances change. If you cling stubbornly to a plan that no longer works, you will perish. But if you adapt, if you remain flexible in your methods while remaining firm in your purpose, you will thrive. Be like the river, which changes its course to flow around obstacles, but never stops moving toward the sea. Be like the tree, which bends with the wind, but remains rooted to the earth. Be like the eagle, which adjusts its flight to the shifting currents, but never takes its eye off the horizon. Relentless adaptation means learning quickly from every failure. It means treating setbacks not as defeats, but as data. It means asking after every stumble, what can I learn from this? How can I adjust? How can I become stronger, faster, wiser? It means being humble enough to admit when something is not working and bold enough to try something new. It means refusing to let pride, fear, or stubbornness keep you trapped in strategies that no longer serve you. It is said that those who are rigid break, but those who are flexible endure. Be flexible in your methods. Be relentless in your mission. Hold your purpose like a diamond in your hand, precious, unchanging, but hold your plans like clay, ready to be reshaped as needed. Those who adapt survive. Those who adapt thrive. And those who adapt relentlessly, who learn, pivot, adjust, and endure, are the ones who become legends. Thus we come to the full formula: purpose, belief, action, patience, adaptation. 5 steps. Simple, profound, powerful. The millionaires of tomorrow are being forged today in the fires of these 5 disciplines. And you who are still listening, you who have felt the stirring of your own spirit, you have everything you need to walk this path. The road ahead is not easy. It will test you. It will demand more from you than you have given before. But it will also reward you beyond anything you have yet imagined. Your destiny is waiting. Your fortune is waiting. Your true life is waiting. Will you answer the call? It is not enough to know the steps. Knowledge alone is powerless unless it is coupled with conviction. It is one thing to understand the theory of greatness. It is another thing entirely to live it out when the sun is hidden behind clouds, when the winds turn cold, when no applause greets your effort, when no visible signs of success yet crown your labor. The man or woman who succeeds is not the one who merely knows what must be done, but the one who does it without guarantee, without fanfare, and without immediate reward. At this point in your journey, a subtle but crucial decision must be made. Will you be among the few who go beyond inspiration to action? Will you be among the few who refuse to let the fire kindled within them today burn out tomorrow? Inspiration is a wonderful thing, but it is temporary unless it is transformed into discipline. Discipline is the bridge that carries you from the moment of excitement to the lifetime of achievement. Discipline, when rightly understood, is not a prison but a liberation. It is the structure that frees your highest potential. The undisciplined man is a slave to every fleeting mood, every passing temptation, every minor distraction. The disciplined man is a master of his time, his energy, his destiny. He does not act according to how he feels. He acts according to what he has committed to. He does not wait for motivation. He is moved by purpose. There will be mornings when you do not feel like rising early to work on your dreams. Rise anyway. There will be evenings when you are tired and would rather rest than take one more step toward your goal. Step anyway. There will be days when discouragement whispers in your ear that it is pointless, that you are wasting your time, that success is too far off. Persist anyway. Every act of discipline strengthens your will. Every act of discipline moves you closer to the life you desire. You must understand that the road to fortune is paved not in grand gestures, but in countless small decisions made correctly and consistently. Every day you either move closer to your dream or further from it. There is no standing still. Each choice compounds over time into either a life of triumph or a life of regret. Choose wisely. Choose firmly. Choose daily. This discipline must extend to every area of your life, for wealth is not merely a financial state, but a state of being. Discipline your thoughts, feeding your mind only that which strengthens you. Discipline your habits, creating rituals that serve your highest aims. Discipline your associations, choosing to surround yourself with those who lift you higher, not those who drag you down. Discipline your finances, treating money not as a toy for fleeting pleasure, but as a tool for lasting freedom. Discipline your words, speaking only that which builds, empowers, and aligns with your vision. When you live with such discipline, you become a force of nature. You become inevitable. You become the kind of person around whom opportunities gather, as if drawn by an invisible magnet. Fortune smiles upon the discipline, for they have proven themselves worthy of handling its gifts. Along with discipline, you must cultivate another vital force, resilience. The ability to stand back up when life knocks you down. The ability to smile in the face of defeat. The ability to lose a battle without losing the war. Setbacks are not signs that you are on the wrong path. They are tests designed to strengthen you. They are the refining fires that burn away weakness, doubt, and complacency, leaving behind the pure gold of character. Welcome adversity, for it is your ally. Each hardship you overcome adds another layer of strength to your spirit. Each disappointment endured with dignity adds another layer of depth to your soul. Each failure survived adds another layer of wisdom to your mind. The man who has never suffered adversity is like a sword that has never been tempered. He may look impressive, but he will shatter in battle. The man who has been tested, who has been forged in the fires of difficulty, is unbreakable. When setbacks come, and they will, respond not with despair, but with determination. Ask yourself, what is life trying to teach me here? How can I use this to become better, stronger, wiser? Adapt your plans if necessary, but never abandon your purpose. Adjust your methods if needed, but never surrender your dream. Let each obstacle become a stepping stone, each defeat a lesson, each hardship a source of hidden strength. The great secret is that the very struggles you seek to avoid are often the very things that prepare you for the success you desire. Without them, you would be too soft, too unready, too immature to handle the weight of your own dreams. Life, in its infinite wisdom, tempers you through trials so that when success arrives, you are not destroyed by it, but uplifted by it. Thus, we see that the path to wealth and greatness is not a smooth, paved highway, but a rugged mountain trail. It requires grit. It requires endurance. It requires a heart that refuses to quit, a spirit that refuses to break, a mind that refuses to doubt. But understand this, too. The journey is not only about struggle, it is filled with beauty as well. Every small victory, every milestone reached, every glimpse of your vision becoming reality will fill you with a joy deeper than any fleeting pleasure. The satisfaction of knowing that you are living fully, that you are fulfilling your purpose, that you are becoming who you were meant to be. This is the true treasure. Wealth, when it comes, will be a byproduct of the life you have built, not the life itself. And so I say to you, do not be daunted by the distance you must travel. Do not be discouraged by the difficulties you must face. Do not be disheartened by the time it will take. The time will pass anyway. The question is only whether, when it does, you will look back with pride or with regret. Plant your flag. Set your course. Harden your resolve. And move forward, step by step, day by day, act by act, until you stand atop the mountain you once only glimpsed in your dreams. The world will not hand you greatness. You must seize it. But you now know the way. The 5 steps are before you. The power is within you. The time is now. Let us go deeper still. In the next part, we will explore how to sharpen your mind into a weapon for success, how to develop habits of thought that propel you automatically toward fortune and greatness. For the mind, rightly trained, is the most powerful tool you will ever possess. The mind is both the seedbed and the battlefield of destiny. Every fortune, every failure, every triumph, and every tragedy begins first as a thought. Therefore, if you would master your destiny, you must first master your mind. You must become the diligent gardener of your thoughts, for whatever you plant and tend there will grow into the circumstances of your life. Understand this. The mind does not differentiate between reality and imagination. It accepts whatever thoughts you feed it as commands, as truths, and it tirelessly works to bring those thoughts into physical form. If you constantly feed your mind with doubts, fears, and limitations, it will faithfully guide you toward a life of frustration and lack. But if you feed it with visions of success, affirmations of strength, and declarations of abundance, it will just as faithfully lead you toward a life of prosperity and achievement. Thus, the daily training of your mind is not a luxury, it is an absolute necessity. You must take conscious control of your thinking, just as a captain takes the wheel of his ship. If you do not, you will be tossed about by every current of fear, every storm of doubt, every wave of negativity that crashes upon your shores. Begin each day by seating your mind with powerful, positive thoughts. Speak aloud your purpose. Affirm your belief in yourself. Visualize the life you are building with such clarity and vividness that it becomes more real to you than the life you see with your eyes. Let your first thoughts each morning be thoughts of gratitude, determination, and expectation. Throughout the day, remain vigilant. Thoughts of fear, worry, and limitation will attempt to creep in as weeds attempt to overrun a garden. Do not allow them to take root. The moment you detect them, replace them with thoughts of power, possibility, and triumph. You are not at the mercy of your thoughts. You are their master. Train them as you would train a wild horse, firmly, consistently, lovingly, until they carry you swiftly toward your destiny. In the evening, review your day. Celebrate your victories, however small. Forgive your missteps. Renew your mind once more before you sleep, planting seeds of success that your subconscious will nurture through the night. Know that as you sleep, the forces of your mind are still at work, shaping your tomorrows according to the blueprint you have provided. This daily mental discipline will create a momentum so powerful that obstacles which once seemed insurmountable will melt before your advance. Opportunities will begin to appear where once you saw only closed doors. Solutions will present themselves with an almost magical ease. This is not magic. It is the natural law of mind applied with unwavering focus. You must also be careful to guard the gates of your mind against external influences that seek to undermine your belief and blur your purpose. Be selective about what you read, what you watch, and with whom you associate. The mind is highly impressionable. Just as a healthy body can be weakened by a steady diet of poison, a strong mind can be weakened by a steady diet of negativity. Seek out books, speeches, and conversations that lift you higher, that expand your vision, that fuel your dreams. Let your mind feast upon the wisdom of those who have walked the path before you, who have faced the same storms and emerged victorious. Let their words be a lamp to your feet and a shield to your mind. In time, this mental conditioning will become second nature. Just as a well-trained athlete no longer thinks consciously about every movement but performs with fluid grace, so too will you think, speak, and act in alignment with your purpose almost effortlessly. Success will become not something you strive for, but something you naturally attract because you have become the kind of person to whom success flows. This is the true power of thought. It does not merely predict your future, it creates it. You are painting the canvas of your life with every thought you think. Choose your colors wisely. Choose your strokes deliberately. Refuse to hand the brush to fear, doubt, or circumstance. Hold it firmly in your own hand, guided by the vision that burns within your soul. Let no one deceive you into thinking that you are a victim of fate. Fate is the excuse of the weak. Destiny is the reward of the strong. And destiny is shaped moment by moment, thought by thought, choice by choice, action by action. If you would be wealthy, think wealth. If you would be strong, think strength. If you would be victorious, think victory. Let every fiber of your being vibrate with the reality you are creating even before it has fully manifested. For what you consistently hold in your mind, with faith and action, must eventually appear in your world. Now, with your mind properly prepared, we turn again to the importance of environment. Not merely the environment of thoughts, but the environment of people, places, and activities that either support or sabotage your journey. You become like those with whom you associate most closely. This is an immutable law of human nature. If you walk among the fearful, you will absorb their fear. If you walk among the lazy, you will adopt their lethargy. If you walk among the bitter, you will catch their poison. But if you walk among the bold, you will become bold. If you walk among the diligent, you will become diligent. If you walk among the hopeful, you will become filled with hope. Therefore, choose your companions with the same care with which you would choose a crew for a long and perilous voyage. Choose those who believe in dreams, who honor effort, who strive for greatness in their own lives. Choose those who lift you when you stumble, who cheer you when you falter, who remind you of your power when you forget. And just as importantly, be such a person yourself. Be the encourager, the uplifter, the inspirer. The energy you give to others will return to you magnified. Build a circle of excellence around you, a fellowship of ambition and positivity, and you will find that your journey becomes not only more successful, but infinitely more joyful. Your environment also includes the habits and routines that fill your days. Success is not a single act, but a series of repeated actions done faithfully over time. Create an environment of productivity, of discipline, of learning, of creation. Structure your days so that success becomes not a matter of willpower, but a natural outcome of your way of life. Eliminate from your environment anything that tempts you to stray from your path. If certain places, people, or habits pull you away from your purpose, have the courage to walk away. Your destiny is too precious, your dreams too sacred, to be jeopardized by anything or anyone that does not serve them. In the coming part, we will delve deeper into the art of resilience, how to remain unshaken when storms arise, how to transform setbacks into stepping stones, and how to maintain the quiet, unbreakable confidence that no matter what may come, you will prevail. For the road to fortune is not free of difficulty, but it is those very difficulties that polish the soul and prepare the heart for the abundance that awaits. There is a power hidden deep within you, a power greater than all the storms the world could ever muster. That power is resilience. It is the invisible armor worn by every man or woman who has ever dared to achieve anything of lasting worth. Resilience is not given, it is forged. It is not inherited, it is built. And it is built precisely in those moments when most would surrender, when the easier path is to retreat, when all visible evidence urges you to give up. It is then that the true champions are separated from the crowd. To cultivate resilience, you must first understand that setbacks are not signs that you are doomed to fail. They are signs that you are on the correct path. Only those who attempt great things encounter great obstacles. The man who aims at nothing will never be opposed, but he will also never achieve. Understand that adversity is the universe's way of asking, how much do you really want it? And those who answer with unwavering determination are those who are ultimately entrusted with success. When adversity strikes, the average man asks, why me? But the resilient man asks, what must I learn? One question leads to defeat, the other to mastery. Choose always to learn. Choose always to grow. Choose always to turn hardship into a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. Each difficulty you endure without surrender adds to your strength. Each disappointment you overcome without bitterness adds to your wisdom. Each failure you face without losing faith in yourself adds to your greatness. Resilience is not about escaping hardship. It is about transforming hardship into fuel. It is about meeting each challenge with the quiet conviction that you will not only survive it, but emerge better because of it. Resilient men and women possess a rare calmness. They are not easily rattled by unexpected events. They have trained their minds to expect obstacles, to welcome them even, knowing that every obstacle contains within it an opportunity to demonstrate strength, to gain insight, to grow in ways that comfort and ease would never permit. And how is such resilience built? It is built through repeated acts of courage. Every time you face a fear and act anyway, you become more resilient. Every time you experience failure and refuse to quit, you become more resilient. Every time you endure hardship with a spirit of hope rather than despair, you become more resilient. It is not necessary to be fearless. It is only necessary to act in spite of fear. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision that something else is more important than fear. Let your dream be that something else. Let your purpose burn so brightly within you that it drowns out the voices of doubt and fear. Another key to resilience is perspective. The way you frame your experiences determines the power they have over you. If you see a setback as the end, it will be. If you see it as a lesson, it becomes a stepping stone. If you see a delay as a punishment, you will grow bitter. But if you see it as preparation, you will grow stronger. Train yourself to view adversity as necessary training for the greatness you are building. See every rejection as redirection. See every closed door as a sign to find a better one. See every fall as an opportunity to rise higher than before. Your story will not be a straight line of unbroken successes. No great story ever is. It will be a tale of resilience, of comebacks, of persistence in the face of all that sought to break you. Remember that even nature teaches this lesson. The oak tree, strongest of all, grows its roots deepest when the winds are fiercest. The diamond, hardest of all substances, is formed only under tremendous pressure. The finest steel is tempered in the hottest fires. So too, your finest qualities are forged in the furnace of adversity. And what of patience during these times? Patience is not passive resignation. Patience is active waiting, the discipline of continuing your work, your belief, your action, even when the harvest seems far off. It is trusting the unseen processes at work beneath the surface. It is knowing that seeds take time to sprout, that roots must form before fruits appear, that greatness is always growing invisibly before it manifests visibly. Impatience is the child of doubt. Patience is the child of faith. Cultivate patience, and you cultivate a life of endurance, of inner peace, of quiet power. Do not measure your progress by days or even by weeks. Measure it by the steady advancement of your character, the deepening of your resolve, the refinement of your skills. Every day that you persist, you add weight to the invisible scales that will one day tip in your favor. You may not see the tipping point coming. You may not feel the exact moment when all your efforts accumulate into an unstoppable force, but know that it is coming. It is inevitable for those who do not quit. Let us now speak of one more quality that walks hand in hand with resilience: enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is the energy of the soul made visible. It is the spark that ignites action, the light that draws others to your cause, the fuel that keeps you moving when the road is long. Guard your enthusiasm as you would guard your life, for it is life itself in motion. Enthusiasm is contagious. It spreads to all who encounter it. It draws to you allies, resources, opportunities that would otherwise remain hidden. A man who is deeply, visibly passionate about his purpose cannot be ignored. Yet enthusiasm must be genuine. It cannot be faked or forced. It must spring from a deep well of belief in your mission. It must flow from the certainty that what you are building is worth every ounce of effort it requires. When you live with such enthusiasm, you breathe life into your dreams daily. You inspire not only yourself, but all who cross your path. And when enthusiasm wavers, as it sometimes will, for you are human, you must know how to rekindle it. Return to your vision. Remind yourself of why you began. Recall the moments when you first dared to believe that a better life was possible. Stir up your passion again by feeding your mind with inspiring words, surrounding yourself with uplifting people, and taking small actions that reconnect you with your purpose. And even a small spark, tended faithfully, can ignite a mighty blaze. Do not wait for enthusiasm to strike like lightning. Cultivate it like a fire, feeding it daily until it burns so brightly within you that nothing, no setback, no delay, no disappointment can extinguish it. Thus, resilience, patience, and enthusiasm weave together to form an unbreakable chain. They hold you steady through the storms. They keep your eyes lifted toward the horizon when others lower theirs in defeat. They sustain your forward march until, at last, you stand upon the summit of your dreams. In the next part, we will move deeper into the practical art of daily advancement, how to craft routines that guarantee progress, how to measure success properly, and how to maintain unwavering focus in a world full of distractions. For victory is not won in a single day, but in the daily disciplined march toward destiny. The world is filled with distractions, each clamoring for your attention, each promising some small amusement, some fleeting pleasure, some temporary relief from the rigors of the journey. But those who reach the summits of success are those who have learned the sacred art of focus. Focus is the lens that concentrates the scattered rays of your energy into a beam strong enough to burn through obstacles. Without focus, your talents are dissipated, your time is squandered, your destiny delayed indefinitely. Focus is not merely about saying yes to your dreams. It is also, and just as critically, about saying no to all that does not serve them. Every time you say yes to a distraction, you say no to your purpose. Every time you give in to the trivial, you forfeit the monumental. Success requires a discipline of attention, a ruthless guarding of your mind and your time against all that is unworthy of them. Therefore, build a daily routine that reflects your highest aims. Structure your days so that your first and finest energies are devoted to your most important work. Do not leave your dreams to be tended to after the urgent clamor of lesser tasks has drained you. Place your dreams first. Place your highest goals at the center of your life, not at the margins. Begin each morning with a period of reflection, a time when you align your mind, your heart, and your actions with your purpose. Remind yourself of your vision. Review your goals. Plan your day so that every hour, every task, every decision moves you, however slightly, toward your destiny. Let no day pass without some advancement, some building of momentum, some act that honors the greatness within you. Create rituals that anchor you. A writer writes daily, not only when inspiration strikes. A builder lays bricks daily, not only when he feels excited. A dreamer who would become a doer must act daily, even when the emotional winds blow cold. Your routine should not depend upon how you feel, but upon who you have decided to become. In crafting your routine, simplicity is your ally. Do not overcomplicate your life with dozens of goals, projects, and distractions. Choose a few key priorities, the ones that matter most, the ones that move the needle, and pour yourself into them with full devotion. Complexity is the enemy of execution. Clarity is its friend. Establish clear metrics by which to measure your success. Do not fall into the trap of vague intentions like work hard or do better. Define specifically what success looks like each day. Perhaps it is making 5 prospecting calls, writing 1,000 words, improving your craft by 1 measurable degree. Clear, concrete goals sharpen your focus and make your victories tangible. Celebrate these daily victories. Each small win is a brick laid upon the foundation of your future. Each moment of discipline, each act of courage, each completed task strengthens your inner architecture. Do not wait until you have reached the mountaintop to feel proud. Feel proud today, for every step upward is a triumph. Beware, too, the subtle thief of comparison. In this age, it is all too easy to measure your progress against the highlight reels of others. But comparison is a poison. It blinds you to your own growth, distorts your perception, and sows seeds of discouragement. Your journey is your own. Measure your progress only against who you were yesterday. Strive not to be better than others, but to be better than your former self. Focus is an ongoing choice, not a one-time decision. Every day, every hour, life will tempt you to drift, to be reactive instead of proactive, to let go of the wheel and let circumstances drive. Resist these temptations fiercely. Recommit to your focus as often as necessary. Do not be discouraged if you falter. Every master was once a beginner. Every disciplined life was once undisciplined before it was shaped through effort and intention. Over time, focus becomes easier. It becomes your natural state. You will find yourself less interested in distractions, less tempted by the trivial, more attuned to the deep satisfaction that comes from making real progress toward your dreams. You will move through your days with a quiet power, a calm certainty, a sense of inner command that others will sense and admire. Now, hand in hand with focus must come another vital principle, persistence. Focus sets your direction. Persistence ensures you continue moving forward. Persistence is the stubborn refusal to quit, the dogged determination to keep going no matter how slow the progress, no matter how steep the climb. It is said that nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than talented people who failed to persist. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Only persistence and determination are omnipotent. Persistence is not dramatic. It is not always glamorous. It is often invisible, lonely, and thankless. But it is the virtue that eventually bends the universe to your will. Water, through persistence, carves canyons deeper than any force of sudden violence. Light, through persistence, travels from distant stars to illuminate our night skies. Dreams, through persistence, become realities more solid and lasting than stone. You must persist not only when the sun shines, but when the rain falls. You must persist not only when applauded, but when criticized. You must persist not only when confident, but when trembling with doubt. For it is easy to persist when the road is smooth. It is vital to persist when the road is hard. There will be days when the results seem invisible. There will be times when you feel foolish for continuing. There will be moments when giving up seems reasonable, even logical. But those are the very moments that test whether you are merely interested in success or truly committed to it. Push through. Push through the doubt. Push through the fatigue. Push through the failure. Push through the loneliness. Push through the fear. Your greatest breakthroughs will come not at the beginning of your journey, but after you have pushed past the point where most would have given up. And let this knowledge comfort you. Each act of persistence strengthens your inner fortress. Each day you refuse to quit, you forge chains of iron around your will. You become not merely a man or woman chasing a dream, but a force of nature that cannot be denied. In the next part, we will explore how to sustain this journey over the long arc of time, how to maintain your energy, your passion, and your sense of meaning so that you do not merely succeed for a season, but triumph over a lifetime. For true success is not a fleeting flame. It is a steady, enduring light that shines ever brighter as the years pass. It is a simple thing to spark a moment of enthusiasm. It is a far rarer and more powerful thing to sustain a life of achievement across years, across decades, across a lifetime. Many begin the journey to success with passion blazing, but only a few sustain the fire long enough to reach the summit. It is not the flash of brilliance that builds fortunes. It is the steady, glowing flame of endurance. And so, to complete the formula, we must now turn our attention to the art of sustaining your energy, your passion, and your purpose over time. The first principle in this art is renewal. Just as a field must lie fallow after seasons of harvest to restore its fertility, so too must you build into your life rhythms of rest and renewal. Relentless action does not mean reckless depletion. You are not a machine, you are a living being, and all living things require cycles of energy and rest, exertion and recovery, advance and retreat. Schedule periods of restoration into your life with the same seriousness that you schedule your work. Take time for solitude, for reflection, for the quiet rebuilding of your inner reserves. Engage in activities that nourish your spirit, reading inspiring works, walking in nature, nurturing your relationships with those you love. True renewal does not come from mindless distraction, but from mindful recentering. Guard against burnout as you would guard against any other enemy of your success. Burnout is not a sign of weakness. It is a warning signal that even the strongest must heed. Ignore it at your peril. Honor it, and you will sustain your climb for the long journey ahead. The second principle is a deep connection to meaning. If your work becomes only about money, only about recognition, only about external validation, it will eventually become hollow and brittle. But if your work is rooted in a higher meaning, if it springs from a true desire to create, to serve, to express your deepest values, then it will become an endless well of motivation. Take time regularly to reconnect with your why. Remind yourself not just of what you are doing, but why you are doing it. Let that why be noble, expansive, and deeply personal. Let it transcend mere survival or vanity. Let it touch something eternal within you. For it is meaning that sustains passion long after the first rush of excitement fades. The third principle is gratitude. Gratitude is the secret fuel of perseverance. It transforms obstacles into opportunities, defeats into lessons, burdens into blessings. When you live in gratitude, you are constantly refueling your spirit with the recognition of all that is good, all that is working, all that is possible. Each day, take time to give thanks, not only for your victories, but also for your challenges, for they are shaping you. Give thanks for the strength to continue, for the lessons hidden in every difficulty, for the unseen forces working in your favor even when you cannot yet see the result. Gratitude is not naivety, it is wisdom. It recognizes that life in all its complexity is working not against you but for you, preparing you, refining you, guiding you toward the realization of your highest potential. The fourth principle is adaptability. Just as a tree must bend with the wind to survive the storm, so too must you remain flexible in your methods while remaining firm in your mission. Life will present changes, some foreseen, many not. Those who survive and thrive are those who adjust without losing heart. Adaptability is not compromise of vision, it is the intelligent adjustment of strategy. It is the ability to say, this method is not working, let me try another, without ever abandoning the dream itself. It is the wisdom to recognize that rigidity in tactics is death, but flexibility is life. Keep your eyes on the goal, but be willing to alter the route. Keep your heart fixed on the summit, but be willing to find a new path when the old one is blocked. In adaptability, there is strength. In adaptability, there is endurance. In adaptability, there is the quiet confidence that whatever comes, you will find a way. The fifth principle is the cultivation of joy along the journey. Too many postpone joy, telling themselves they will be happy when they achieve the dream. But postponed joy often becomes denied joy. The man who cannot find happiness in the steps will find little happiness even at the summit, for he has trained himself to find life wanting. Learn to find satisfaction in the work itself. Celebrate the process, not just the outcomes. Let each day of building, each moment of growth, each act of persistence be a source of joy. For in truth, the journey is not merely the price you pay for success, it is the success. The becoming is the real reward. Take pleasure in the effort well made. Take pride in the small improvements. Take delight in each new skill mastered, each fear overcome, each obstacle navigated. In doing so, you will discover that happiness and success are not separate destinations, but twin companions walking alongside you all the way. And so through renewal, meaning, gratitude, adaptability, and joy, you sustain the flame. You build a life not merely of achievement, but of fulfillment. You become not merely rich in things, but rich in spirit. You create not only outward wealth, but an inward wealth that cannot be stolen, cannot be shaken, cannot be diminished. This is the hidden heart of the formula that few speak of. True wealth is not merely the accumulation of money, but the expansion of the soul. True fortune is not merely the possession of things, but the possession of strength, wisdom, love, and peace within. In the next part, we will explore the role of faith, how to cultivate a trust so deep that it carries you through uncertainty, so powerful that it becomes the wind beneath your wings when your strength alone would falter. For the greatest journeys are not walked by sight alone, but by a vision, seen first with the eyes of faith. Faith is the unseen hand that carries you across the darkest valleys. It is the torch that lights your path when no external light can be found. It is the inner voice that whispers, even when all the outer voices shout in opposition, that your dream is not only possible but destined. Without faith, every setback seems final. Without faith, every delay feels like a denial. Without faith, every challenge appears as an end rather than as an invitation to grow. But with faith, true, living, breathing faith, no mountain is too high, no night too long, no dream too distant. Faith is not a passive feeling, it is an active force. It is a decision you make daily to trust in your purpose, your power, and the unseen forces working on your behalf. It is the deliberate choice to believe in the reality of your dream even before the evidence appears. It is walking by inner vision rather than outer sight. The men and women who have achieved the heights of fortune, the summits of greatness, did so not because they saw the path clearly laid before them, but because they believed the path would appear as they walked. They did not wait for certainty before they moved. They moved, and certainty revealed itself along the way. You must understand, doubt is the enemy of destiny. Doubt whispers that your dream is too big, that you are too small, that the world is too harsh. Doubt preys upon the mind like a slow, corrosive poison. Left unchecked, it will paralyze your spirit, drain your energy, and cause you to settle for a life far beneath what you were meant to live. Faith, on the other hand, is the antidote. It is the medicine that heals the paralysis of fear. It is the elixir that strengthens the heart to move forward even when the future is unclear. Faith does not promise that the path will be easy. It promises that you will be strong enough to endure it, to conquer it, and to emerge victorious. And how do you build such faith? You build it the same way you build any great power, through daily exercise, through conscious cultivation, through unwavering commitment. You feed your faith with words of power. You nurture your faith with images of triumph. You strengthen your faith by recalling your past victories, those moments when you faced fear and overcame, when you walked into the unknown and found that you were not abandoned. You also build faith by acting even when you feel uncertain. Each step taken in faith strengthens your ability to trust the next. Each time you move forward, despite the trembling in your hands or the quiver in your voice, you engrave upon your soul the truth that you are greater than your fear. Surround yourself, too, with others who believe. Those rare souls who do not mock dreams but nurture them, who do not feed doubt but banish it. The energy of belief is contagious. Just as doubt breeds more doubt, faith breeds more faith. Choose your company wisely. Let those around you fan the flames of your inner fire, not extinguish them. There will be moments when your faith is tested to its core, moments when nothing you see, nothing you feel, nothing you hear seems to confirm your vision. In those moments, you will be tempted to surrender, to retreat, to convince yourself that your dream was foolish after all. But it is precisely in those moments that your greatest growth occurs. When you hold fast to your vision, even in the absence of evidence, you demonstrate to life, to destiny, to the very universe itself, that you are ready to receive the fullness of your dream. Faith that endures the night always beholds the dawn. And when the dawn comes, as it surely will for those who persist, you will find that your dream is not merely a place you have arrived at, but a person you have become. You will have become one who walks by vision, not by sight, by faith, not by fear, by purpose, not by circumstance. Let us also remember that faith is not blind naivety. True faith is bold, but it is not reckless. It acknowledges obstacles, but it refuses to be defeated by them. It recognizes challenges, but it sees beyond them to the victory awaiting on the other side. True faith combines optimism with wisdom, hope with planning, belief with relentless action. In every moment of uncertainty, affirm to yourself, I walk by faith, not by fear. I trust that every step I take moves me closer to my destiny. I believe that my dreams are worthy, that my efforts are sacred, and that my success is inevitable for one who refuses to quit. And as your faith grows stronger, you will find that doors once closed begin to open. Opportunities once hidden reveal themselves. Strengths you never knew you possess rise to the surface. Resources, allies, and ideas flow to you with increasing ease. It will seem almost miraculous, but it is not a miracle. It is simply the natural consequence of a mind and heart fully aligned with belief, fully committed to the journey, fully surrendered to the certainty of ultimate victory. In the next and final part, we will bring all these elements together: purpose, belief, ruthless action, mastery over delay, relentless adaptation, resilience, focus, persistence, sustained energy, and faith, into a final call to action, a call not merely to dream, but to live the dream with every breath, every step, every heartbeat. For you were not born to live a life of quiet desperation. You were born to live greatly, to love fiercely, to build magnificently, and to leave a legacy that endures beyond your years. The journey you have undertaken is not for the faint of heart. It is the sacred path walked by the few who dare to imagine a life greater than circumstance, a life shaped by design, a life built upon the sturdy foundations of courage, discipline, and unwavering faith. It is the road that transforms men and women from mere dreamers into builders, from seekers into achievers, from spectators into legends. And now, standing at the summit of all we have discussed, it is time to call forth within yourself the deepest decision you have ever made. The decision to live the formula, not simply know it. It begins always with purpose. Without purpose, you are a ship adrift, easily tossed by every wave of circumstance. But with purpose, you are a vessel guided by an invisible star, moving steadily toward the harbor of your dreams, no matter how fierce the storms. Purpose gives your life direction, meaning, momentum. It transforms suffering into sacrifice, obstacles into opportunities, effort into triumph. Reaffirm your purpose daily. Let it be the first thought that rises when you awake and the last that lingers before sleep. Write it down. Speak it aloud. Build your life around it. Then you must embrace belief not as a mere wish, not as a fragile hope, but as an unbreakable certainty. You must believe in yourself with such ferocity that no rejection, no failure, no delay can uproot your conviction. Belief is the soil from which all success grows. Cultivate it, protect it, feed it. Speak to yourself words of power. See in your mind the reality you are creating and act each day as if success were inevitable, because for those who believe and act, it is. Next comes ruthless action. Dreams unacted upon are ghosts, fading into the mists of forgotten hopes. Action brings dreams to life. Action transforms desire into destiny. Do not wait for the perfect moment. Do not wait until you feel ready. Begin now, where you are, with what you have. Take one step, then another. Build momentum until movement becomes habit and habit becomes mastery. Move even when afraid. Move even when tired. Move even when the world seems to stand against you. Fortune favors the mover, the doer, the relentless. Yet in your action, you must also master the art of delay. You must understand that greatness is not the product of a single day's effort, but of countless days woven together into a tapestry of triumph. Patience is not weakness, it is power. It is the ability to act daily with faith, knowing that the harvest will come in its season. Trust the process, love the process, persevere through the silent seasons when no fruits yet appear, and know that under the soil miracles are unfolding. And as you walk, adapt relentlessly. Life is not static. Circumstances shift, plans unravel, unexpected challenges arise. Those who survive, those who thrive, are those who adjust without losing their way. Be flexible in strategy, but firm in purpose. Bend without breaking. Change tactics if necessary, but never change your commitment. Adaptation is the mark of the wise. It is the secret weapon of those who outlast all others. Build resilience deep within you. Expect setbacks. Welcome them as the training ground of greatness. Each hardship you endure without surrender forges within you a strength that cannot be stolen. Each storm you survive makes you more unshakable. Refuse to be broken by the temporary. Know that you are bigger than any single defeat. The journey to fortune is not a straight line. It is a spiral, upward and onward through all the seasons of life. Sharpen your focus like a sword. Guard your time, your energy, your attention with fierce loyalty. Say no to what is trivial so you can say yes to what is monumental. Work daily with clarity, intention, precision. Let every action be an arrow aimed directly at your purpose. Scatter your efforts, and you will scatter your results. Concentrate your efforts, and you will concentrate your success. Persist without ceasing. When others give up, persist. When the road seems endless, persist. When the applause fades and you must walk alone, persist. The rewards of persistence are hidden from those who quit too soon. But for those who endure, oh, for those who endure, the gates of destiny swing wide, and the treasures of life are laid at their feet. Sustain your energy through wise rhythms of work and rest. Replenish your spirit with gratitude, joy, and meaning. Nourish your dreams daily with acts of faith, with words of encouragement, with moments of stillness where you reconnect with the infinite source of life itself. You are not a machine to be driven until broken. You are a living flame to be tended, nurtured, protected, and fanned into ever greater brilliance. And, above all, live by faith. Faith in yourself, faith in the process, faith in the unseen forces that conspire on your behalf when you refuse to surrender. Faith that your dream is not foolish, that your efforts are not wasted, that your journey, though long and arduous, leads somewhere beautiful beyond your imagination. Faith is the wings that lift you above the storms. Faith is the bridge across the abyss of doubt. Faith is the compass that points true when every other needle spins wild. This, then, is the 5-step millionaire formula, simple to understand, demanding to live, but guaranteed in its reward for those who embrace it fully. Purpose, belief, action, mastery over delay, adaptation. And surrounding these pillars, resilience, focus, persistence, energy, and faith, the living architecture of a life destined for greatness. The formula will not promise ease, but it will promise victory. It will not guarantee a life free of struggle, but it will guarantee a life full of meaning, full of growth, full of triumphs earned through courage and perseverance. And now, the decision lies with you. You have the map. You have the tools. You have the fire beginning to stir in your heart. Will you let this moment pass like so many others, a moment of fleeting inspiration, quickly forgotten? Or will you seize it, claim it, burn it into your soul as the turning point after which nothing was ever the same again? Will you step forward into the life you were born to live? The world will not hand you your destiny. It will not beg you to rise. It will not plead with you to become all that you could be. No, it will stand aside, silently, watching to see what you will choose. Choose boldly, choose bravely, choose now. Go forth with purpose blazing in your eyes. Go forth with belief pounding in your chest. Go forth with action driving your every step. Go forth with patience tempering your spirit. Go forth with adaptability quickening your mind. Go forth with resilience hardening your will. Go forth with focus sharpening your aim. Go forth with persistence conquering your doubt. Go forth with faith lifting your soul.